that goo in that windshield is not looking so hot. Hey, snowing. It's been snowing a lot lately in the United States. Oh, I'm rolling backwards. That's not good. I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. No, it's the Avalon. You can tell because the Avalon has the window mounted camera. Let me see if I can. Hey, you guys. Hey, Terrence. Um, and the Camry has the dash mounted camera. This is a magnetic mount, so I can't fix the fact that the mount is in the way, unfortunately. Oh, still rolling backwards. Well, I go there for like I have some like Anchor products. Like I get their yogurt, some of their dried fruit, and then cheese, and some of their like frozen entrees you can put in the oven. Um, I'm a big fan of like my mom loves their cheesy poofs that they have. It's the longest light ever. I'm in North Venice right now, about a mile from my house. The weather is it's about 70 degrees. All right. Off we go. One good thing about this mount is it doesn't bounce. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have lasagna for dinner. Trader Joe's has this lasagna. Hey James, what's going on, man? You guys still having that cold weather? I want to take another route to go there, but I don't know. It's one of those things that like it would take a lot longer, but let me see what I can. I got to stop at a Walgreens, which I'm gonna do real quick up here, and I need some sponges. That is a fake cop car. There's no one in that car. Venice Police doesn't use squad cars. They only use trucks. They just park car. I don't know if you guys ever deal with that. Like cop cars are just parked in the median to like scare off people from speeding. I mean, it'll work the first time maybe, but once people realize there's no one in there, they're just gonna drive right by it. 40s is lows. Nice. What's going on, James? Again, sorry I didn't have the glass wipes in this car, so I didn't wipe off the crap, so hopefully it's a decent... Hello, Joy. How are you doing? Yeah, Charlotte County will do that too. I mean, I know everywhere where they do that, so if you see a cop in like a squad car in the median, roll by and see if there's anyone actually in there. It's really just a waste of a vehicle. I mean, I think that's a good idea to scare off crime. You park a car in a high crime area, just leave it there. I mean, it may work like at least for a day or two. Ooh, there's an FRS. So we are in Nokomis now, which is best known as No Shirt, No Shoes, Nokomis. The left side of here is on the water and has like lots of multi-million-dollar houses. The east side is mostly just duplexes and trailer parks. There's like nothing in between. Let FRS go. Oh, the feed is cutting out? That's not good. If the feed cuts out, I will restart it. The problem is I'm going to be driving to that hopefully not dead zone now. I even brought my vlog stick with me, so you know I'm serious. Let me know if anyone else is having issues with the feed cutting out. I got a 5G phone for a reason. I don't know why I wouldn't be getting... I'm gonna fix this one there. Hey, Matthew, what's going on? If you hear that rattling, that is... The ashtray is open because it's where I plug in my power source for... Actually, speaking of that, I don't plug in the phone. I usually don't plug in the phone in this car. The phone just tends to last a long time. Okay. Yeah, St. Lucie. It was weird. It got chilly yesterday, last night on this coast, but the East Coast stayed pretty warm. It was like 52 last night, but it was like 78, 79 today. There's a Walgreens right here. I'm gonna roll in there. I just need to get some sponges, because otherwise I'll just forget them. 72, nice. I wonder why that is. It seems like you guys like it was just a more mild. Didn't get nearly as hot or cold. Oh, I forgot my Trader Joe's bags. I'm gonna have to use. Oh well. Ah, okay. The car in front of us is quite interesting. It has a Subaru engine and it has a Boxer engine, but Toyota, I mean, you can buy it as a Subaru too, but they have some sort of like cooperation going on. Alright, so I'm gonna roll in here. This is a very weird entry and exit thing. You can't quite directly go in here, and when you leave, you have to go out the back way. It took me like a while to figure it out the first time I went in here. I don't really come up here that often, but I will be right back. Like we're talking, I mean, as long as it takes the cashier to check me out. I'll even park it in such a manner that you guys can see. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be back in like 3 minutes. All right. Okay. Hey, there's more people on here than when I left. So I get an employee discount here because my sister is an employee of Walgreens. And I've never had people that inquisitive, but he was asking, like, oh, where does your sister work? How, you know. Nice but curious. Between Walgreens and CVS, it's just hands down Walgreens. I mean, it's not even me, having my sister work at Walgreens. It's, trust me, I don't know if anyone ever gets a prescription at CVS, but I guarantee you, CVS is going to always be more of a pain in the ass because my mom gets them there. So the temperature right now is 71. I missed a lot of. It's 71. It's supposed to be like 64 tonight. So take this mask off. Okay. So here to go in the back here to get out of here. Actually, see it actually doesn't look that bad when there aren't lights coming back at you. I ended up buying. I get 25% off Walgreens stuff, so I ended up buying some Walgreens things, and it is what it is. And I get 15% off the rest of the stuff in the store. I know you guys are so excited to know about that. I volunteer so much weird information when I'm on these live streams. This is a little bit of a nicer area. Once you get north of Laurel Road, this is like Laurel and Osprey, which is like the two towns between Venice and Sarasota besides Nokomis. Because it goes Venice, Nokomis, Laurel, Osprey, then Sarasota. And Laurel and Osprey are both very nice. Nokomis is nice, like half of it's nice. The other half is not nice. 19 months? That's the last time I saw you, man? I guess it was like June of 19. That was after me leaving Cape Coral the second time. Left Cape Coral 3 times. I saw you right after the second time. I waited 3 times too long. Yeah, the Gulf side of Florida, I mean, this is kind of, there really isn't and now I guess it doesn't really have an A1A equivalent. I mean, they just have their own roads. Each key has their own, like there's Minnesota Key and Minnesota Key Road. This is the equivalent of US 1 on the West Coast. Yeah. I really hope things will be good to go by like, 1st of May. I mean, things are getting better everywhere. In fact, they're getting much better in other places than they are in Florida. They're kind of just slowly coming down in Florida. That's a really nice Italian restaurant. Hey, Market Q. Hallelujah. Hey Palms, Majesties can recover from a spirit pole because they grow near rivers. They're used to a lot of water. If they pull a spear, it could be a couple things. I mean, did it freeze or what happened exactly? Oh, 11 people. We had double digits there. I think the most we ever had in the stream is TL is 22. Yeah, Florida didn't get any snow. I like the KN95s. What I don't like, the only thing I don't like about them is that the straps on them really are meant for, like, my ears aren't that big and they kind of pulls your ears forward a little bit. It's hard to explain. I mean, they're tight, which is nice, but because they're not strapped to the back of your head, they're still strapped to your ears. puts a lot of a strain in your ears, especially some of them can just really cut into it. But yeah, I mean, otherwise they work well. And the good thing is like they're not like right up against your mouth, so you're not like inhaling the mask. It kind of keeps everything like out. So a lot of people don't realize like an N95 is certified for medical use in the U.S. Now KN95 is, other people use it, but it's certified for use in China as a medical grade mask, but it's not, because it's not made in the U.S. and because the U.S. doesn't certify it, they don't use it like on the front lines. So, oh, you pulled too hard and the spear came out. I think it should be fine. If you have hydrogen peroxide, pour it right into the crown. Pour about a pint of it, 8 ounces to a pint, and if you have like a whole quart of it, pour the other part of that a few days later. Especially if it rains, you want to counteract that rain, because there's going to be any kind of fungal growth is going to be exacerbated by moisture. So if it rains or snows or anything, hopefully it doesn't snow, but any kind of, even if it's foggy out, water will collect in there because it's a low point. You want that area to dry out. Hydrogen peroxide is like a liquid version of drying something out. Not only sanitizing it, but swear to God, I get the same phone call at 8 o'clock every night. Oh, I think we're going to make this light. Oh. The best part is doing that on a live stream. How cold can it get until they burn? Well, coconuts are weird in the way they show damage. During like a frost, they'll just show typical damage, like, because their fronds aren't usually like in a flat plane. They'll only burn on the areas that are flat, usually, like the parts that hang horizontal to the ground. Now when it comes to like them freezing, right around 29 and 30 is when they'll start to freeze up. They won't die, but they'll start showing damage. Like you'll start seeing just the plant, you'll see it doesn't look right. And right around 20, if it hits 26 for any period of time more than, say like 15 minutes, then that's when you're really in like the serious danger zone. If it's a quick drop, like a minute or two to 26, and then it jumps right back up, they'll survive stuff like that. But and 20, I'd say like anything below 30 is really pushing it with a coconut. I'll tell you guys, since a lot of people had to deal with death of palms recently, I can tell you all the things that have died from the cold where I live. So in 2010, 2011, we had a lot of freezes, we just had a lot of cold weather. Basically, it was like what happened in Texas, in Florida, that version. So I think we had 2 weeks where it never got to 70, and like a full week where it didn't get to 60. We also had sleet one day where my air conditioning, the condenser or the fan, was frozen over. It was 36 degrees outside, but I guess it was just because of the sleet, it kind of just solidified. I'm not really sure how that happened. Maybe because the air was blowing cold and colder out of that area. I had to break it up because the fan was running from the heater. It was so miserable. So about a week after, I also hit 28.5, 29. It was 29.5. Right around 29. And I'll tell you, I had 2 Veitchis and a Carpentaria. They died within a few weeks. I had an Actinoritis calaparia, which I have not reviewed. It's kind of a rare palm. No one calls me all day long. Then my sister calls me. Another family member calls me. So, hopefully the feed may cut out soon. So if it does, I will restart it on the way back, because I'm going to be too close to the store to really make it worthwhile. Anyway, also I lost one Neovicia in 2010 and one Neovicia in 2011. They were about 5 feet tall. what did I lose? I lost Areca vestiaria. I almost lost the Corypha umbraculifera. I lost a yellow Areca vestiaria and a red one. Along with, I lost an Areca catechu. What else died? A lot of bananas, like, just kind of wilted and died. I lost 2 coconuts that were not mature. They had some trunk, but they weren't flowering size. And my bottle browned up completely. I chainsawed it off, or I sawzalled it off right at the base of the crown, and it survived. It pushed the spear through. The spindle, same thing happened, but it wasn't nearly as bad. It was a bigger plant though, and you could just see that there was like necrotic tissue. So I just sawzalled it. It was still solid, dark tissue. I kept on cutting it further and further. Finally, I saw it starting to grow up, so it survived that barely. So bottles and spindles are a little bit more cold hardy. Now, mind you, like, a lot of these were not mature plants back then. Moved into that house in 2004. I planted some stuff. I mean, I like to plant everything from a smaller size. So the Veitchias and the Carpenterias were about fruiting size. But there are Veitchias here that have survived since as long as I can remember being here. So anyway. Yeah, and the reason, I'm not sure why, I think the reason why you don't see a lot of palms in New Orleans is just that historically it's an older city, and older cities try and keep that older look to them. And I think a lot of what you see in New Orleans is like the French Quarter, very densely populated areas with very few areas to plant stuff. If you go to a couple of the gardens, they have plants there, but you can grow a lot of Livistonas in New Orleans. You can grow Queens there. You can grow Majesties there. Any, Birds of Paradise. I've seen people attempt to grow foxtails like as far as southeast Louisiana, but because of Katrina, it basically inundated the land with salt and made it very difficult for a lot of things to grow for a while. This is where the cutout usually happens. We're in Sarasota area, but right where this dip happens, there's a bunch of car dealerships. So we'll see. I used to live right by this Wendy's. That was 2013 and 2014. I had a roommate. She was quite a drinker. It wasn't a match made in heaven. Some foxtails, not looking that great, but I don't. A Royal in South LA. Yeah, Royals